Cora wanted something, and I was hoping you could humor her. For me. Cora! Cora!
Thank you
So
for talking
what's so
to
important that you needed us?
me. I got something super important. Something's wrong with Mom.
You just figuring this out?
No, she's in trouble. It's been too long since she's written me.
Wait, you read each other?
Focus. We need to find Mom. You believe me, right? We were reading the Count of Monte Cristo together, and she hasn't gotten back to me. She's a slow reader, but it's been too long, even for her. She always sends a message when she's finished, but I haven't heard anything. Very serious.
Listen, trust me, Lillian Hart is not in trouble. She eradicates trouble. That's her thing.
This is not normal.
I don't even know where she's stationed, Gumdrop.
Dad. She's on Neon.
I know this is a whopper of a favor to ask, but there will be no end to this until we see Lillian and clear this all up. Thanks. You being willing to do this, it means a lot.
Bring all your guns and armor and stuff. It's going to get serious.
Lillian will be at the Ranger outpost on Neon. That's Jalen, Price's office. So, if she's out, he should be able to help. It should be easy. Of course, he's Lillian, everything will be back to normal.
Hey, it's the new Ranger. I was hoping you'd... Wait, is that Sam Coe? You have a lot of nerve. Here to yell at Lillian personally? Maybe change things up a little?
Listen, this ain't about me. It's about the kid.
I didn't see you, Princess. Sorry. So why are you here then? Besides him ditching the Rangers to join, what was it, Constellation? Lillian Hart is a hell of a Ranger. And every single time she gets a message from him, it just makes her job that much harder. He should just do us all a favor and get out of our lives. I'm sorry. I just can't help you. I'm afraid I cannot disclose that information. You do remember that from your Ranger days, Sam? About civilians not being allowed to know sensitive information and all that? It's Cora, right? I just can't say anything. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Best I can do is say you can file a petition. Getting approval, though, can take weeks. For the girl's sake, if I see Lillian, I'll let her know. But that's all I can do.
Well, that got us nowhere.
Dad, can you look around? Maybe there's something here.
It's not a bad idea, but Ranger Smiley over there won't like that. If a ranger's involved in a sensitive case, standard procedure says everyone clams up. The only thing I know for sure is Lillian's up to something. Who knows what, though? Looks like it's my turn to make a fool of myself. I'll keep the, nice gentleman occupied. You can look around. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show. What'd you find? So Lillian was working with a confidential informant.
An address of Lillian's confidential informant. What's a confidential informant?
A snitch. Someone that works for bad people but is helping the authorities on the side. Well, looks like we have a lead. No name, but an address works. Shall we? Well, as long as we don't make too much noise, we should be fine. Neon's always got people coming and going. But... something's not right here. Not at all. Let's hurry up. And the field trip continues. Now be careful, Cora.
Dad! Door's locked.
Well, yeah, you'd have to be certifiable to leave your door unlocked on Neon. What are you doing?
Picking the lock.
What? Where the hell did you learn to do that?
A book. Oh, and Vladimir.
I told you nothing good will come from those books. I can't believe my little Cora is picking locks. No, she's a little sponge. Always has been. just soaking up books and learning like no one's business. But Vladimir and I are gonna have some words. Oh, okay. So you're gonna give her tips now. Thought I was supposed to be the bad influence here. But seriously, dragging her all over creation? Maybe Lillian's right. Well, Neon's a rough town. She's waltzing through it like it's nothing. All this hustle and bustle, I know the allure. I fell for it. It's all champagne and pop rocks until the bill comes due. You really think so? Maybe I need to start looking for daycare or something. When things get tough, like you were saying.
Lock's done.
Well, I guess that's our cue. Jesus. Cora.
Dad, I've seen worse. He's just dead.
Yeah, okay. Well, stay away from this. I mean it, Cora. We'll investigate.
If that's the CI, does that mean Mom...
Mom's as tough as they come. It does mean that whatever she's involved in, it's not some milk run. Looks like you found it. A slate.
What's it say?
Shit. Sioka Syndicate. Victor compound, some stuff about fake IDs and cover details. Lillian's doing a deep cover-up on the Syndicate. Oh, it's bad. The Syndicate is a mean customer. Even the Rangers don't tussle with them unless they have an important reason. Lillian, what the hell were you up to? My thoughts exactly. Cora, listen to me. This is too dangerous.
No.
The Syndicate is very real and very deadly. There's no way.
No, you listen, Dad. I'm not 8 anymore. I know I can't shoot or anything. But she's my mom. I can be a pair of eyes. I know things. I will be useful, promise. If Mom... And I could have done something about it and didn't.
I know that look. Ah, damn it. Yeah, okay. Listen, Cora, you have to stay out of the action. Stay safe, all right?
I understand. I promise.
All right. Let's go find your mother. Touchdown. Okay, give me a second. I still know some Ranger secure frequencies. This is Co. Hart, you there? Please respond.
Hart here, acknowledged. And frequency secured. Sam? Sam, what are you doing here?
Mom!
Oh, you gotta be. Sam, you didn't bring my daughter here, did you?
Not the time or place. What's your status?
We will be talking about this later. Cover is intact for now, but the clock's ticking down fast. Too fast. A distract and extract should do it.
Like old times.
Great. Just great. And Sam, if even one hair on Cora's head gets hurt...
We are 110% on the same page.
Comms out.
All right. Well, time for us to make an entrance. You're still in, right? She needs us to distract the Syndicate so she can shed her cover and then make it to the extraction point. Yeah, we've done a couple of runs like this before. Hope I'm not too rusty. I owe you. Big time. Gumdrop, take my binoculars from my bag. You're our eyes, okay? You tell us about anything you see.
Roger.
You move one solitary inch away from that perch, and you will be grounded until you're 30. I am not kidding. This is my deadly serious face, yeah?
I got it. I won't move.
Good. Oh, this has to be the most half-baked idea. Okay, let's make it happen.
You're the new ranger, right? I see the stories about you weren't exaggerated. Thanks.
Looks like I get to play hero for once.
I gotta say, your timing is spot on. My cover was hours from being blown to hell. We have a lot to talk about, but let's get to your ship first. let's just say you made quite the impression on my daughter. Kinda wish I didn't know so much about you, honestly. Except for any stragglers, yes. By the time they send some reinforcements, we'll be long gone. I did say thanks, right? I can't wait to put this place behind me. This is your ship, right? I hate to ask, but I'm gonna need some more assistance with my mission.
Are you for real? Weren't you just chewing me out about putting Cora at risk?
Thanks, Sam. What if you were spotted? Either here or I assume Neon. It means the Syndicate may come after all of you. The only way to get us to be really safe is to see this through. I think the Seoka have found a way to intercept some of our secure transmissions. We can't trust traditional communication. I have a limited window where the intel I gathered is actionable, so I'm afraid it's just us. That's fair.
Just like Lillian. Straight from one fire to the next.
That's the job, Sam. You know that. There's a shipment of armaments coming in on a heavy freighter, the Duma. I know its itinerary, but I don't know where the arms are being stored. If we find the cache, we can lure out a Seoka underboss, Valerie Mascara. The worst kind of criminal. She's smart. Too smart. She's convinced a number of the Seoka to think outside the box. She has plans larger than Neon, and that makes her very dangerous. Yes, what do you think?
Well, taking out one ship isn't that bad. And the goal is good. Always is with you, Lillian.
Gladly. So we get the location of the cache from the Duma. Then we make our move. Thank you. Excellent. We know where the cache is now. I know the type Valerie uses. It'll be very secure, and if you trip the alarm, it'll send a distress call out. Valerie wants to arm the Syndicate and start preying on all the little outposts and space stations that are far away from Rangers' protection. She's not a pirate, she's an extortionist. And if we let her get her hooks into these people, it could take generations before it's clean. Right now, we have a chance to stop a problem before it starts. We can count on at least one ship being within range. Maybe two. Valerie has more robots than men, so expect hard targets. It's time we deal with Valerie once and for all. Sam has had a lot to say about you. Cora speaks about you a lot too. I still can't believe you brought her with you. Well, I didn't know that. I'll have to talk with her. And maybe Sam too. So I'm sure Sam's told you all about me. Go on. Ask whatever you want. It's complicated. Oh, so complicated. Cora's the one who reached out to me a couple years ago. We exchanged messages. Then the little scamp convinced me to join a book club with her. I mean, books are fine. But the looks I got from my fellow Rangers reading Alexander Dumas, we do strange things for kids. A confidential informant was supposed to arrange transport off that rock, but I lost contact with him. The Syndicate got to him, and it was only a matter of time before they found me out. I owe you for the assist. He did? That's some serious ancient history. Well, we came across what remained of the pirates that attacked him, and the way he flew, fearless, brave, unpredictable. If there were any contraband on his ship, that would be such a waste of talent. Fortunately, any cargo he had was jettisoned in the fight. Understood? Talk later, then. And it's over. I could see why they were eager to recruit you for the Rangers. For now, I swear the bad guys never sleep.
We need to talk. I mean, really talk, Lillian.
Maybe somewhere private?
No, I might need a little... damn it, emotional support, all right? Thank you.
If you want to fight in front of your friend, I'm ready.
I know you don't approve of Cora being with me.
Don't you see why? If you keep this up, she could get hurt or killed or worse.
Yeah, but she hasn't. She's been safe. I've been keeping her that way her whole life. And she's not a little girl anymore. She helps keep me alive, too. Hey, back me up here. You are being hypocritical, don't you see?
I wish there was someplace safe and secure she could live. You're right, okay? I just wish there was a better option.
Listen, all this, it has to stop. Like, every time we talk, it makes me want to punch a wall.
I don't want to be mad at you. I really don't.
Lillian, I don't know if what we had was ever love. But we used to like each other. We need to get back to at least being civil. For Cora's sake. It always feels like you're judging me, Lillian. Like I'm not a good enough dad or good enough partner. And there's all this messy history.
I don't think that, Sam. I don't. I know I can hit below the belt. But the way you turn your life around, it's impressive. Truly.
It's hard, but you're right. Isn't this good, Lillian?
Yeah, it actually is. If we were going to be really honest here, Sam, Cora and you, we were always together, back when we were a team. Cora would follow you everywhere, like a little adoring dog. I just fell out of it, long before we separated.
Lillian,
No, Sam. I need to get this out. But it's not fair that I take that out on you. Sorry, all right? Thank you.
I know. It's my fault, too. Truce?
Truce. But I need something, Sam. I need to see my daughter more. These messages just hurt. They're such a tease.
And she misses you. But Lillian, the last 3 times we planned something, you bailed twice. Twice. Every time you do that, it destroys Cora. And I'm the one that has to deal with it. Maybe we should take it slowly. Try and work up to some visits.
That's fair.
And Lillian, you know I care for you, right? But you and me?
I know. We were over before we even began.
Look, it's none of my business, I know, but you need to put yourself out there. And there's bound to be someone, hell, lots of someones, that would be thrilled for the complete Lillian Hart badass ranger package. Actually, I know a certain person on Neon.
Oh, stop.
I'm just saying. There are people that would do right by you. There's more to life than rangering.
I'll think about it. Sam and I didn't really choose to be with each other. It just sort of happened. And then Cora. I admire Sam. And he's one of the few people in the systems that can make me laugh. But I never really was. And I'm certainly not now. Oh my, you're terrible.
Oh, that was priceless.
Now it's my turn. Sam, you're a good dad. I know I don't say it enough, but you are. But there is more to life than being Cora's father. So same advice to you. Find someone. Maybe you already have.
Well, aren't you just loving the turnabout and fair play nonsense?
See you around, Sam.
So you see why I like her? I mean, we were never a good fit. But Lillian's good people. She's full throttle freestyle ranger through and through. I got a lot to think about. You know, for the first time in ages, I feel good. Really good. So listen, in Aquila City, there's an old haunt of mine. On a balcony near a good old statue of Solomon Coe. I want to show you. And have our own real talk, okay? And maybe figure out a way to repay you.
It is good to see you. What would you like to know? It is kind of you to ask. My father lives in Aquila City, and so does my wife. Leaving them behind was a difficult decision, but they promised to look after one another while I'm away. It has been a long time since I had a job that took me away from home. I did not realize how much I would miss them. I was born and raised near Trident Star Yacht. My father worked there as an engineer. He raised my sister Gina and I aboard his ship. It was just the three of us. Unfortunately, my mother passed away when I was a baby. But my father loved Gina and I enough to make up for her absence. He raised us to be kind, hard-working people. Now that he is retired, he likes to joke that he passed on his work ethic to us, so we would have enough credit to provide for him in his old age. That is wonderful. Life is better with a loving family to go home to. I bet your parents are very proud of you. Absolutely. Her name is Nadia. Isn't that beautiful? She and I met as teenagers after I moved to Aquila to work at the spaceport. She has been the brightest star in my sky ever since. I would not trade her for anything. There is nothing like it. If you have someone of your own, I hope you are as happy with them as I am with Nadia. She was all right with it. Nadia and I have always supported one another, and she is a traveler herself. She has taken plenty of jobs away from home. I know she'll be there waiting when I get back, just like I have always waited for her. No, not yet. We are both still young, but we do hope to start a family someday. It will be 10 years next spring. We have been together for almost 15 years, though. Oh, I am. She is the love of my life. Just thinking about her makes me smile. It is a sad story. She died giving birth to me. She went into early labor while she and my father were aboard his ship near the Trident Star Yacht. They started for Aquila right away, of course. But the stress of entering Aquila's atmosphere was too much for her body. By the time they made it to Aquila spaceport, it was too late. She'd lost so much blood that even the doctors at the core couldn't save her. He took it very hard. My parents were deeply in love from the day they met until the day my mother died. Gina tells me it took him years to recover from the loss. But he never let that burden fall on his children. His grief did not stop him from raising us to be people she would have been proud of. I cannot quite put into words how much I respect him for that. Mariam. My father had a nickname for her, though. Mari. He named me after her as a way to keep her with us, and to honor her for bringing me into the world. I carry her name with pride. The way my family tells it, she was a deeply caring woman who loved her family very much. Just shy of 9 years old, she and my mother had a very special bond. The loss hit her hard. Thank you, Captain. I appreciate that. I've always wished I could have known her before she died. Did you have something in mind? Okay. I learned from my father. He started bringing me along with him to the Trident Luxury Line Star Yard as soon as I was old enough to be useful. I loved it there. Learning firsthand by working with my father and his mechanics was a wonderful experience. I think my father hoped I would take a job at Trident after spending so much time in their star yard. But I found my calling elsewhere. When we met, I was working as a mechanic at the Aquila spaceport. With so many travelers coming and going, there's always someone in need of ship repairs. But when I was younger, I was part of a small group that responded to distress calls from travelers near Aquila. It was hard, dangerous work, but I loved it. I left when my wife and I got engaged. Working at the spaceport was a steadier career, and we needed the credits. I took the job to provide for us, so she could keep traveling with him. Mostly Aquila City locals. It started with just 5 members, but by the time we disbanded, there were 15 of us. My wife was one of the group's founders. That's how we met. She was the one who encouraged me to join them. She didn't have a hard time convincing me. I'd do anything for her. If they got a call about a broken ship, they brought me along to help repair it. Most of the time it was routine repairs. But every now and then, we got a call from someone who had been attacked by spacers. That is where the danger came from. Sometimes the hostile ships waited around to attack us too. No, it does not. We worked for a few years, but over time, most of our members left to start families, or took jobs like this one, with steadier pay. I am not surprised to hear that. You have always struck me as the adventurous type. Whatever you like.
So, what's the news? So what happened? Who took it? It was stolen? Oh, jeez. I guess it really was too good to be true when I bought it. Anyway, I'm super glad you found my ship and saved Eric. It's more than I could have hoped. I'm glad I asked you instead of relying on Sistef. I never would have seen the Berry Mule again if I did that. No! I mean, I knew the deal I got on it was too good to be true, instincts be damned. I probably should have thought about it more, but I had to jump on the offer because my business means everything to me. Guess I know better now. Well, first of all, I'm gonna count myself lucky. Then, I'm gonna continue building this business. Now that I've got a functioning cargo ship and a pilot, I can really start to bring in some good merchandise. You've done me a real solid here. There's really nothing I can do to fully repay you for what you did. Here's what I can afford to pay you. And on top of that, I'll see what I can do to lower the price of anything you want to buy from me. Thanks again.
Invoices can be collected from the... Oh. Not here for a delivery, are you?
Do you now? Well, I do wish I could help you, Captain, but Dr. Walker has been missing for some time.
A shame, too. We had such high hopes for Percival. I brought him on myself to do medical and biological consulting around the city. Not the sort of work the Trade Authority traditionally does. But we thought it had the potential to become a whole new type of revenue stream for our branch. I invested no small amount of personal capital into the endeavor. But then he decided to run off after a discipline issue. I presume the miners have him hidden somewhere. Plenty of cracks on this old rock. But at this point, it's probably for the best. They were all devils. Red Devils. A UC Marine unit based here on Mars, though they were disbanded shortly after the Colony War. I presume a number of them served alongside Dr. Walker. Bonds forged in battle and all that. Dr. Walker decided to start brewing and selling his own pharmaceuticals to our customers below cost. Something his contract expressly forbade, As such, we requested our cut of the profits and began garnishing his salary. Perhaps a little too severely, but well within legal limits. It was around then that he ran off, abandoning his duty and his unpaid accounts. That's correct. We're no longer interested in Dr. Walker's services. He did leave his post, however, with a sizable debt to his name. If you were to find him and get him to pay, the Trade Authority would be most grateful for it.
Oh, someone owes you bloodthirsty leeches money? Oh, I'm sorry, that's rude of me. I should apologize for insulting the leeches.
Why? Feeling charitable? I don't recall the exact figure off the top of my head, but with the interest it's accrued, I believe it's something substantial. So if you were able to find him and convince him to clear his accounts, you would have our honest gratitude.
Yeah, get your own damn money. Looks like you could use the exercise.
Pity.
Perhaps a little advance on my part might pique your interest. Visit the Sixth Circle, a bar on the lowest level of the city. If someone in Sidonia knows where Percival is, you'll find them there.
Broken Spear's upstairs. Go drown yourself there. This bar's for devil's vets and their kin.
Cause of respiratory illness. Remember, keep it breezy so you don't get wheezy.
Doc Walker? You're barking up the wrong...
Stray topsider wanders into my bar asking after a man like Percival Walker. Raises questions. What do you want with him? Hadrian? A woman named Hadrian sent you, a member of the Vanguard, to find Percival? Now, if that tag's a forgery, it's a damn good one. All right, Captain. If you are who you say, Supra et Ultra. Vanguard motto. What's it mean? Should have gotten that during your oath. I see. And tell me, what grade was it you got on your entrance exam? A? C? D+? That is right. All right, Captain. Maybe you are who you say you are. But look, even if I decided I was going to help you get in contact with Dr. Walker, Percival made himself scarce for a reason. His debt to the Trade Authority. But if someone resolved that debt, well, Percival wouldn't have to hide anymore. Can bet that person would make a friend out of Percival, and the rest of us devils. And I'm always inclined to help a friend. Red Devils were the meanest Marine unit the UC Navy ever had. Couldn't get in if you hadn't done at least one stint as a Martian Dusty. Made us tough. Reliable. It's why they chose us as the handlers for the UC Xeno weapons. No other unit could handle that pressure. Percival, though, he wasn't a grunt like all of us. Science officer. Made sure the monsters behaved themselves around the Devils, and didn't with everyone else. But it was those monsters that did us in. When the colony war ended and the armistice came down, everything associated with Xeno weapons got shelved, Red Devils included. Now they're just a memory. Me? Nah. Infantry officer. But my grunts deployed alongside the things. Never seen anything like it, before or since. Monsters from the darkest corners of the Black, rampaging across the battlefield. Can understand why they banned them. Brutal. Armistice hurt us more than most, but... wow. Wasn't all bad that came out of that agreement. Well, Most straightforward way to take care of this debt would be to just saunter up to the authority and pay him direct, if you've got credits to throw away. Of course, rumor is the Trade Authority keeps all their records and collections files on a central server inside their storeroom. If someone was to break in there and adjust Percival's debt to something a little more reasonable, say a few hundred credits, I'd be happy to cover the costs.
I mean, clearly that's a crime. And doing it would just be terrible.
But, one friend of Hadrian's to another, Sidonia's full of old utility spaces. Wouldn't be surprised if there was one that let out right into the authority storeroom. Say, with an entrance behind the bar at the Broken Spear. Ooh, and you might need these. And I look forward to hearing the good news.
Heard you talking with Lou, so you're going to help Dr. Walker? Oh, no, I mean, I've got my suspicions, but look, you're planning to help Percival, right? Yeah, sure. Listen, I know how you can do it without having to resort to any B&E. Aqueous hematite. Mars is full of it. People think it's just garbage, but Percival and we've been working on some projects in the deep mines. At least when he wasn't slaving away at his Trade Authority contract. But we stumbled on a way to make it useful and profitable. You give our research over to Octai at the Trade Authority, it should more than cover Percival's debt. That guy's always looking for an angle. No. Well, yes, but the medical kind. I'd help him make whatever the city was running low on that month, and we'd sell it to the miners for cheap. But the Trade Authority got wind and wanted their cut. And then some. It's mostly iron and about 3 centuries of human water runoff, though only Percival would be able to tell you all the trace elements and whatnot. But it builds up around human settlements, and something about the Martian soil changes it, makes it into something new, and we think we found a use for it. Oh, I'm Cambridge. I was Percival's assistant. Well, apprentice, really. Couldn't work in the mines anymore, so he gave me a job helping with some of his side projects. Knows experiments inside and out, and I know this one was gonna be big. Well, yeah. We were never able to finish the research. Spacers moved in and ran us out. Started setting up shop.
Oh, so it's a tiny little favor. Just mind the mine full of armed rabble.
But if you can clear them out, I can walk you through how to finish the research. Then you can give it over to the Trade Authority. They'll get folks working in the deep mines again. Jobs come back, I become a modern-day folk hero. Then I don't have to sleep on an inflated spacesuit anymore. Biggest employer on Mars has always been Deimos Star Yards. After the Colony War, Armistice meant they needed a lot fewer warships. Fewer ships meant fewer minerals. That meant a lot of folks scrounging for work around here. A bunch of parasites and cutthroats. They're folks from the fringes of space, willing to put down anyone who tries to move in on what they've decided is theirs, even when it ain't. Strange this group would pick Mars as a new home. Sure, we're not downtown New Atlantis, but there are places where they'd be bothered less than here. My guess is the Authority tipped them off when they heard we were working down there, and cut off what they thought was the competition, you know? Great. So access to the deep mines can be found outside the city. It's not far, shouldn't even need to hop back in your ship. We'd set up right near the main drill. Taking out the spacer leader should get the message across to the rest of them to buzz off. Once you've managed that, phone up here on the comms panel, and I can walk you through finishing the research. You've got the slate, let me see. Reduced joint wear? Oh, increased lifting capacity. A dose of this stuff could make a miner way more efficient. This formula's gotta be worth at least as much as whatever Percival owes. Okay, so here's what you do. Tell Octai and the Trade Authority you found a business proposal that will make miners more efficient, higher yield, synergy, you know, all that business crap. And that you'll trade it to him for clearing Percival's debt. You good at doing pitches and stuff like that? Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh, and here, a copy of the formula for yourself, in case you ever want to try maximizing your own industrial output. Oh, use that if you can. Good luck.
Was there something else? I'm never one to turn away an opportunity, but I'd be curious what you think you've uncovered in the Martian market that others have missed.
Aqueous hematite, iron and wastewater. Well, I'm not surprised no one has proposed something like this before.
And exactly what does this new drug of yours do? An interesting proposal, if your data pans out. But where's this hematite coming from? The active mines would be too expensive to retool. The deep mines could be an option, but they're full of spacers, or so I've heard. Well now, that is intriguing. A completely untapped resource pool, and the sort of utility every mining firm in Sidonia would be clamoring to get their hands on. We could contract out all the actual lab work, bring on one of the hungrier mining concerns for materials, the licensing fees alone. And think what it would do for our image with the general populace. This mine, reopened thanks to the Martian Trade Authority. Very interesting indeed. And what do you want for the rights to this drug?
Dr. Walker's dead? That's it? Consider it wiped.
Well, it seems we have a deal then. And here, a finder's fee from the Authority. A perfectly reasonable amount for a discovery with this sort of potential. Wouldn't want you feeling shortchanged down the road. We'll just be taking that slate before you have any second thoughts. It was a pleasure doing business with you, Captain.
Yeah? Did you now? Fine work. My end of the bargain then, I suppose. He's holed up in the old Red Devil's HQ. Place was sealed up tight after the UC shuttered our unit, but we snuck him in the back entrance through the deep mines. Was also going to warn you about spacers down there. But it sounds like you might have already tossed those dregs. Here, the passkey. And I'll let him know there's someone he owes one hell of a thank you on their way down.
Now you want to explain to me why you're going around harassing nefarious old men by wiping away their hard-earned debts? Adrian sent you. Did she look okay? Sounds like Adrian. Watch that woman lose a digit trying to get a better tissue sample.
What? You can reattach a finger, Percy.
So what exactly did she have you bring me? Adrian said that, huh? If she made you come all the way for this... Let's get inside. I need to see these cells.
You're not lying to me? Because if you told me this was a hoax, and it'd be the best damn fake I've ever seen, I'd be mad and very, very relieved. She was disconcertingly correct, trying a little habit of Adrian's. Which is why, if you wanted to have your film crew jump out and yell surprise, I wouldn't be saddened in the least. Can't just humor an old man, huh? This sample, it's got all the indicators of the worst terramorph attack in human history. I presume you've heard of Londinion. And for good reason. The swarms are so bad, they had to blow the spaceport and seal the place off from the galaxy at large. Not a lot of samples made it off the world from the time of the attack, but the ones that did, well, they look just like this one. I didn't detect any of the telltale signatures this specimen ever sat on a ship while it was alive, either. I don't think it was transported to Tal Ceti. This specimen, it grew there, faster than any terramorph should. Which means, if we're about to start a new era in human-terramorph relations, where big, sudden Londinian-style attacks can happen outside Londinian, that's not gonna end well for humanity.
That is the definition of an existential threat. Dear Lord.
So, you lugged this bad omen all the way here. You want to tell me what your plans are for it now? Because until now, the Terramorphs that wiped out Londinian had the good sense to stay put. What happened there? It was a tragedy, but at least it was contained. So to find evidence for a similar attack on a different world, well, we don't have enough information to know precisely what this means. But I doubt it's good. So I'd love to know what it is you're planning from here. The circle, huh? Could use a drink about now. Here, faster if we take the lift to the surface. Not supposed to use it, but given the circumstances, I'm inclined to just ask forgiveness. Let's get going.